A branch going this way and a branch going that way. Okay, and then we'll have one team sampling just on the other side, and then we'll have one go a little bit further in the woods there. And so remember, each group, I think, are mostly set up here, but you need turkey basters, you need an enamel pan, your scrubby brush, you got your server samplers. And there are long gloves in one of the backpacks. Yeah. The person who is scrubbing is going to want the long gloves today. It's going to be cold. So we have to be careful of potential like invasive species, which Holyoke, our stream does not have any that we know of, but just in case, all of our waders, all of our nets, everything, it gets both cleaned and then dried. So we didn't do an immediate like go to that site, then come here, then go somewhere else. And that's standard practice. In the Fish and Wildlife, we used to clean the boats between every sampling. So we're gonna follow the same practice here that we did in Holyoke. We're going to measure off a 100-foot section. And in this case, we may end up doing 2 sections because we have a bigger group. And then your team is going to pick 3 sites. Right there. Are we doing like okay, that's the least scary thing that could have happened. So we are at the Fort River in Amherst. We are right behind us is Atkins Reservoir, and we have Dean and Nurse Brook that converge into the Fort River. And so we're working on a service project for the town of Amherst where every year there's high bacteria counts further downstream. And so they're trying to identify what land uses are contributing to that and where there are high levels of bacteria. So we're just helping to collect data. We're collecting water chemistry, we're collecting bacteria samples, fecal coliform specifically, and today we're just doing a macroinvertebrate sampling to get a sense on what the water quality is at the headwaters of the Fort River. Because it looks like we got
So today we are looking for macroinvertebrae within the water to determine the levels of pollution and the water quality. I think it's great. I'm a much more hands-on learner as opposed to sitting and looking at PowerPoints or taking tests and things like that. My overall goal is to be a part of like conservation law enforcement. So I think that knowing the water quality and ensuring the safety of the quality to ensure that people aren't polluting it or dumping things where they shouldn't be or anything like that. It's so much easier for me to like understand what's going on when we're out here using the instruments and physically looking at the environment that we're talking about to get a really good understanding of what we're learning. I'm a big fan of giving back to the community and ensuring that everything connects in a sense. So I think it's great to be working with the city of Amherst.
Now you understand why we use those in fisheries, right? One of the big things I've noticed with service learning is that the students form a cohort. So from day one they're a community, and then when they come out they're working as teams and supporting each other and talking to each other and problem solving together, much more so than in a lab where you have a predetermined topic they learn that day and everyone kind of does their own thing.
Oh wow. I can't see it.
Yo, look at this guy, he's huge. Then we went to Groff Park.
We're just trying to figure out, there's been like an E. coli outbreak around all of these water sites that we have been currently sampling, and we're trying to pinpoint where the E. coli is coming from, all of this bacterial, because it kind of comes up during the summer and it's not good for swimming and safety, and so we're trying to help out figure out what's causing that. So yeah, and this has also been done for the past 2 years, I think, so we're the 3rd year doing it. I love it. I'm environmental science, so this is all just being out and actually doing it and gaining the experience is totally, it's really fun to me. So like I said, I love the experience. I love knowing that what we're doing is ultimately hopefully helping people out depending on what results we get. So it's great. It's realistic how much time and effort it takes to just get these tests and get it done and do it out in the cold during the winter. The weather doesn't stop for you. You gotta still do it. If you want me to be honest, resume experience, putting this on my resume, I'm applying for internships. I'm hopefully planning on going to either Cape Cod to a USDA lab, or over to the JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in NASA, to work on earth sciences. And so this is just being able to be hey, I have this experience because of the service learning project. That could be enough of a boost for people to be oh wow, she's actually has experience.
It should be rotated. You get the lecture, you get all the just words, and then lab you actually get to experience what those words mean. It's definitely wicked hands-on. It definitely gets you ready to be in the field for sure. It's nice to actually be out in the field and actually using the all the knowledge being learned from this class.
So it's only once, right?
Yeah. So just do it all again.
And then we have to go back down to point 2 for the solution.
So we've been testing out the water at the different sites that we've collected over last week, and for me this is pretty cool that we're using real things to test them out, because it you can apply it to anywhere, and this is kind of similar to what I did over at my internship at Cape Cod. So it's really nice being able to have this refresher, and for people who haven't done it, it's really nice to have this experience and then going into the applying it to the field when you go out to environmental science. These are the instruments I'm familiar with, so being able to have that head start is really awesome, and it just shows that all the other places use these kind of instruments, so it helps you familiarize yourself with these kind of things, and it's realistic. Yeah, so everything we use here you can apply it to your job, how I applied it over at Woods Hole in Cape Cod. I excel with hands-on, so I learn better seeing it, doing it with my hands, and just being able to see the results right away. It's a sense of greater than yourself, you're actually doing something that matters in a way. So for me, that excites me. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I feel like a lot of people our age are really concerned with this matter, and I think that it's also a pretty quickly growing economy. So yeah, I just think there's a lot of good reasons to get involved with this. Obviously, the best being that you can just immediately help the environment and the people around you, if you just dedicate yourself to it. So